Tom, there you go. Tom Lattré will speak to us now on the use of virtual reality during hand therapy after Dupuytren surgery.
So, good afternoon. First of all, I'm very proud and pleased to present the use of virtual reality during hand therapy after Dupuytren surgery. It's in my own practice. I have nothing to disclose for this presentation. Dupuytren surgery is normally followed by a careful hand therapy, especially in the severe cases. And the goal of the surgery, the therapy, is to restore our patient's hand function. And as a therapist, we know that we must reconnect the brain and the hand as soon as possible. And perhaps can virtual reality, new technology, help us in this? A passive form of virtual reality is already used during pain treatments and during one-hand surgery, and the goal is pain distraction for your patients. Study of Hoffman already showed that when you're using a VR environment and system, that the cortical activity is reduced during pain compared to a non-VR setting. So, can we use passive virtual reality in hand therapy? Yes, of course, because often we've got anxious patients, especially in those severe cases who had to start rehab from day 2. So for those cases, I give them from the beginning to the end a VR headset, and they don't see their wound, they see just this very nice environment, very relaxing, with a nice music, so I can do the wound dressing, I can do my treatment, and then after the treatment, they go home with a smile and no pain. Here's testimony of one of those patients who had such a treatment.
I went to see Tom the first day after my Dupuytren surgery. I had 3 fingers full of stitches and an open wound in the palm of my hands. The first week, Tom could only do wound treatment. And because I'm not a very brave person, I didn't want to see that at all. So he put VR glasses on my head. And that took me to a world of beautiful colors and very relaxing music. I was completely distracted of what he was doing. The second week, he also let me play with blocks that had to fall into a net that only I could see, which was great fun. So what could have potentially been a horrible experience turned out to be a pleasant experience. So thank you, Tom.
So thank you, Lut. Let's move on to an active part of virtual reality and hand therapy, and how can you do that? So first of all, you need a VR system, but those days the VR headset contains infrared cameras, and with those cameras you can do hand tracking. So the system sees your hands and they are put in a virtual environment. Like this image of the video, I'm placing blocks in a puzzle just by moving in the air. So my indications for an active form of VR hand therapy is I can start with early active mobilization from day 1. Also with open wounds, patients with fear to move, also with pain issues, and many more others. This is an example, an open palm surgery. We are 1 week post-op, and for those patients, you can't use foam, balls, putty, or something else because there's risk of infection. But now with virtual reality, you can do a functional treatment, you can reconnect the hand and the brain from the first days. This is a functional task. His grasping looks very natural and very normal, and also it's for him a fun task to do. This patient, 4 days post-op, she is able to pet a cat virtually. So how nice is that? It's a functional task, and hand and brain is again reconnected. In summary, for VR hand therapy, it's a safe space for your patients. It feels really realistic. Everything is possible, and it's fun. It's fun to do for your patient, and for them, it's a real nice experience, and also fits in the story of Jean-Paul Brutus to elevate your patient's experience. And I'm a proud co-author of the publication of last year to elevate patient experience in hand therapy. And during the Congress in Washington, D.C., some months ago, Jean-Paul made for us a demonstration and testimony. Let's listen and look at what he has to say.
Okay, not very good with this.
So he is painting at this moment.
When you start. So yesterday I had a cool experience where I tried the VR system for hand therapy that Tom is popularizing in Europe, I believe. It was a really cool experience because I had the goggles on and I started playing games. And if I was a hand patient, I would completely forget that I was injured. So I get to do things like playing with cubes and playing with laser sabers and really working range of motion by focusing on the activity that I was doing virtually, which I find really interesting because I think a patient who's hurt would forget that they're hurt and they would move, but without jeopardizing whatever repairs have been done. So I could definitely see how that is an adjunct for your surgical patients. So I encourage you to try it.
So thank you, Jean-Paul. If you want to read more about this, you can read my publication of last year about my experiences in VR in hand therapy. And I want to close with a new quote. Everything is in evolution. It's changed with the quote of Don Lalonde. And with virtual reality, you can move and you can virtually use. I thank you.
That was fun. Any questions? Yes?
Just one comment. Embryology is before virtual reality because the ectoderm, the skin, and the brain are connected by the ectoderm turning inwards, becoming the origin for asparagus and the cauliflower to form the brain and the nerves. So brain and nerves and skin are already connected by the epigenetic factors.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry, back over here.
So I'm using a standard commercial type. It's a MetaQuest. And I'm looking for every app that is possible, available on the app stores. And I'm doing everything with patients, playing ping pong, they are catching balls or something. So this is a new thing, new technology. The evolution will be very fast and ongoing. But for in hospitals, I heard that it must be a medical regulation or something. It must be tested as a medical device. So I don't know if you may use this commercial thing in a clinical setting like a hospital. So, but this is new thing. There are some applications available from companies, but they are expensive. So it depends what your budget you have got for your patients and clinic.
Thank you. We're going to move on.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That was really interesting.